about a minute or so, the mayor is going to be joining us along with other community leaders here. And one of the things that I always like to do is acknowledge the work of the arts commissioners who are San Francisco citizens and who volunteer their time every month, several hours, many hours a month, to help shape the public policy of San Francisco. And joining us here this afternoon is the president of the San Francisco Arts Commission, P.J. Johnson. Let's give him a warm welcome. And P.J., along with the first cultural citizen of San Francisco, his son, is joined by two other commissioners, Greg Chu and J.D. Beltran. So really, I appreciate so much the work that they do every month. Also joining us this afternoon is one of the important business leaders of San Francisco, and that's David Addington. David is the owner of the Warfield across the street. As you can see, there's a tremendous line of patrons there. And in addition to owning the Warfield, David is also a person who is working very hard to try to, improve the economic climate of the Central Market and the Tenderloin. And so, David, I want to acknowledge your work and what you're doing for the arts in San Francisco. He's got a little initiative called Prop D that you might want to read about. So, today this program is being launched, and it's an initiative not only of the San Francisco Arts Commission, but of the Economic Workforce Development Department. And it really was born by the desire of Mayor Gavin Newsom to have the arts sort of turn a blighted situation around. The economic downturn that is affecting the whole country is affecting our commercial corridors throughout San Francisco. And the mayor noticed that more and more storefronts were becoming vacant. And he felt that San Francisco, being one of the cultural capitals of this country and one of the important cultural destinations of the world, would be able to respond to the challenge of helping to turn around that blighted situation. And so he asked the Arts Commission and the Department of Public Works and Economic and Workforce Development and many other agencies to come up with a plan. And I'm happy to say that over the summer, when we reached out to the cultural community, we had more than 190 artists respond to our challenge and our call for help to help fill these vacant storefronts. And so today, we're helping to unveil 13 of these storefronts here in the Central Market and in Tenderloin. Next week, next Friday, we will be launching the storefronts in the Bayview, and shortly after that, we'll be launching the storefronts in the Mission District. And so this could not have occurred and not happened without the extraordinary participation and collaboration and response from the cultural community. And there are these maps here which list all of the artists. You can pick them up on a table that we have nearby. It identifies all the storefronts, and it identifies all of the participating artists. But right now, I'd like to ask you to join me in thanking all of the artists whose installations we're unveiling today. Like I said, this is a project that really has many participants and collaborators. And I want to bring to the microphone right now our curatorial team that worked through all of those different applications and proposals. And I want to ask them and thank them. And that's Dina Pugh and Joyce Grimm from Triple Base Gallery. They served as our curators. And I want them to come up and just say a few words.
Thank you, Luis, and thank you everybody for coming. I just want to introduce, I'm Joyce Grimm, and this is Dina Pugh, and we run a gallery called Triple Base Gallery, which is in the Mission on 24th Street. And it's a project space, so we invite you to come check it out. As the curators of the Art and Storefronts project, we would just like to congratulate and thank all the talented artists that were involved in this pilot project here. So thank you. They were chosen from a very competitive pool of applicants. There were over 200 applications. And then the applicants were selected through a panel of curators and city officials and community leaders. The proposals selected showed strength and innovation, aesthetic quality, diversity of content and media, as well as a strong relationship to the history and character of each of the particular neighborhoods. The artists worked tirelessly in these very unconventional spaces that pose new challenges every day. So we thank this group of artists for being the first to participate in this pilot program. Despite all obstacles, they created dynamic and challenging contemporary art exhibitions for you all to enjoy.
And thanks, Joyce. And I just want to name all of the artists and give them their due. All the artists who have created these installations in Central Market and the Tenderloin. And once I go through the names, let's give them all a big round of applause. Alexis Amon and Jonathan Burstein, Helen Bailey and Leanne Miller, the Hospitality House Community Arts Program, Chor Boogie, Drone Dungeon Collective, Rachel Beth Egenhofer, Paul Hayes, Philip Hua, Liz Marr, Betty Wen, the San Francisco Film Museum, Christopher Simmons and Tim Belanax, and Chris Chijari and Billy Mitchell. Yay! Yay! And we really encourage you guys to check out the project website, which is sfartscommission.org, and your project maps that have more information on each of these artists and their websites so you can learn more about them. We also want to thank Mayor Gavin Newsom, the Office of Economic and Workforce Development, as well as the San Francisco Arts Commission for recognizing the crucial role that artists play in community building. We need to continue to work together to give artists new opportunities like these that retain and encourage our brightest talents working in the city. And we also hope that this project inspires anyone with an empty or an underutilized space to consider its use as a creative platform. And please, everyone, come to the Art and Storefronts launch in the Bayview next Friday and in the Mission on November 20th. Thanks.
I want to thank Dina and Joyce. Really, they've been working round the clock, helping to make this project a reality. You know, it's really quite complicated to get private owners of commercial property to agree to have a temporary installation and to have the faith that it's going to be positive for the whole community. And they worked through all of those issues, but they did that in partnership with our community economic development partners. And so it's really my pleasure now to introduce and bring to the microphone our economic development partners that helped to make this happen. And those partners were the Central Market Community Benefit District and the Tenderloin Economic Development Project. So on behalf of the Arts Commission and the mayor, I really wanted to thank them personally for their dedication in securing the cooperation between the artists and the commercial realtors. You know, their work in economic revitalization has made a tremendous impact on these communities and neighborhoods. And I'm certain that there will be future successes to celebrate. So now join me in welcoming Elvin Padilla, who is the Executive Director of the Tenderloin Economic Development Project, and Kate O'Brien is the Board President of the Central Market Community Benefit District. They're going to say a few words.
Hello, and greetings from the Tenderloin. I'd like to say a few congratulations, but before I do that, okay, I'll try to speak as loudly as I can, compete with the trolley. The Tenderloin is actually a very, very rich place insofar as the arts. So I hope everyone sticks around after our celebration right now and visits the luggage store, visits Gray Area Gallery, goes to the Exit Theater, the Community Arts Gallery at the CBD at 134 Golden Gate, go to the Shooting Gallery on Larkin, I mean, I'm sure there are many others that I'm forgetting because it's hard to keep track of so many art projects and great art organizations in the Tenderloin. So in terms of thank yous, I would like to thank the Arts Commission for inviting us to participate, and in particular Judy Nemzov and Robin, and I would like to thank the Mayor's Office, Economic Development, also for all their work, Lisa Pagan, Grazia Tano, Amy Cohen, and I would like to thank Triple Bass, Joyce and Dina. I think they were told this was going to be a pilot project. It turned out to be project, not so much pilot. So I congratulate them for still being on their feet after this all has been done. And I'd like to thank the property owners. If you go up Taylor Street, congratulations to Hospitality House, Community Arts, and Tenderloin Art Institution for 40+ years. And thank you all the property owners for allowing us to use your properties. Is there anything else I've forgotten? Well, welcome, stick around, enjoy the art, spend some money in the neighborhood. Expect to see a lot more like this in the future. And check out Wonderland. I'm wearing my Tenderloin National Forest Tender Transmissions. It's a radio 93.7 that's run by a whole bunch of organizations in the Tenderloin, including a bunch of kid organizations. So there's a lot of propaganda floating around, marketing materials for Tenderloin organizations. Please check it out. Thank you very much. Thank you, Luis.
Thank you, Alvin. Kate, are you going to come up, please? Kate O'Brien.
Thank you. I'm Katie O'Brien with the Central Market CBD. I want to welcome you all today. I'm very excited to see this wonderful crowd and the music and the activity in the neighborhood. This is what it's all about, and we're very excited to have the Arts and Storefronts program coming to our neighborhood, one of the first neighborhoods to showcase this wonderful project. I want to start by thanking some people who helped make this effort possible. First of all, Daniel Hurtado, our executive director, who could not be here today, was instrumental in putting this event together and his tireless effort in keeping the Central Market CBD going. So I have a couple people I'd like to thank. First of all, our property owners. If we did not have the support of the property owners, the CBD would not exist. So we want to thank you so much for contributing to the CBD, and also the property owners who are willing to do the Arts and Storefronts project. It's a wonderful opportunity to take storefronts that would otherwise be vacant and revitalize them to help inspire the community and activity for everyone. A couple of people I'd like to thank. Pearl Art Store next door, if you haven't been over there, go Pearl. Check it out. They have a little booth over there and a wonderful art installation there. I've heard it's haunted, so you might want to check that out. The San Francisco Bike Coalition for providing free bike valet parking. Alonzo King Lines Ballet, I think they're going to have a performance later, so it's always great to have a wonderful arts use here in the neighborhood. SHN and the Orpheum and Golden Gate Theaters, they provided an autograph poster from the cast of Wicked. The Luggage Store, Show Dogs, new restaurant across the street who's contributed to many arts and storefront spaces. The Hotel Whitcomb, just down the street. If you haven't been down there, please check it out. They're piloting this new green program that they're doing with the city. The Art Institute of California. And the owners of 979 988 Market Street. Thank you all so much for coming.
Thank you, Kate O'Brien and Elvin Padilla. So we're just about to unveil the storefronts. We have the mayor's literally across the street and working his way across over here to join us. And so we're going to take requests from the audience. Oye, un poquito de música ahí. Yeah. You know, as Elvin mentioned, last week the Tenderloin launched an exhibition with 16 different artist teams. And that was, the exhibition is called Wonderland. And that exhibition, which is spread out throughout the entire Tenderloin, there's a map, and the exhibition will continue until November 15th. So I do encourage you to visit the installations and the artists that are participating in that exhibition. That's an exhibition that includes both San Francisco artists and artists from all over the world. And this exhibition, Art and Storefronts, as you heard, launches today. We'll continue with launches in the Bayview and in the Tenderloin, in the Mission. And then the installations will continue until the middle of January. And so we're really hopeful that this pilot program will be warmly received by the citizens of San Francisco and others, and that it will then continue so that this very large creative community that we have here in San Francisco will have these non-traditional art spaces in which to exhibit and highlight their work. And tonight, we're launching, the Gallery of the San Francisco Arts Commission is launching a very unique fundraiser called Passport. And Passport is a collaboration between 15 different San Francisco artists who tomorrow in the Mission District will be situated in various storefronts and businesses in the Mission, and stamping a passport that you can purchase for $25 with original artwork. So if you visited all of the 15 different places where the Passport artists and the establishments in the Mission will be participating in, you will end up with a very, very unique and limited edition portfolio of original stamps. So do look at, there is information about the Passport program on the table, and we do hope that you will take advantage of that on Saturday. And we're now moments away, step by step. Our distinguished mayor is within earshot and conducting this tour of the revitalized Central Market. Because in addition to the Art and Storefronts program today, ladies and gentlemen, there were many, many other initiatives that he's going to be announcing. And so it is my pleasure not only to work for this guy, but to serve him and the citizens of San Francisco. And so I ask you to welcome warmly our mayor, Gavin Newsom.
Thanks, Louis. Thanks, Louis. Thank you all for coming out. We appreciate your patience. We started up at Hotel Whitcomb just a moment ago and unveiled a new outdoor seating pavilion of sorts, which was a commitment by the hotel to help support this effort to begin to clean up Market Street, particularly the mid-market corridor. I was just commenting to someone that I think I'm the 6th mayor since I have lived in San Francisco that's promised to do something about the mid-market. I know I won't be the last, but I don't want to look back and say I woulda, coulda, shoulda. And I think we're at a point in time where people are coming together that candidly never worked together. Where you have Carolyn Diamond, the head of the Merchants Association, saying, you know what, we'll agree to a closure of cars and a pilot for cars on Market Street. Caroline, I imagine if we sat down 5 years ago, you wouldn't have been particularly eager to do that. But she's willing to try new things. We have merchants that are saying, you know what, we'll participate. We don't just expect the city to do everything for us. We'll come out and we'll try to activate the streets and the sidewalks, and we'll write some checks and we'll support these efforts. You have landlords that are saying, you know what, we get it. If we just close up our building and we put some plywood up, we know it's going to be graffiti tagged. We know that people aren't necessarily going to respect this space. And they're opening up their businesses, they're opening up their buildings, and they're saying, you know what, let's invite young artists in, and let's have these artists go at it and create very visually stunning storefronts, visually stunning streetscapes, and try to get some of their attention. And so this is a magical thing. You can unleash that creativity that exists in San Francisco And we walked up and we saw a young artist a few blocks up, and it looked like a bunch of yarn. And then she explained it, and it was something magical. She said the yarn represented the buildings that were occupied, and the certain kind of yarn represented the buildings that were not occupied, and all the different colored yarn represented all the different people that come down into the market area. And all of a sudden it was sort of a magical experience. Everyone looked at it, said, I get it. And they were challenged, and they were thinking differently. And I guess that's fundamentally a big part of all this effort, is get people to stop and look and think a little bit differently as they go about their day-to-day lives. And so I want to thank Luis Cancel. I want to thank the entire Arts Commission and their team, and P.J. Johnson for his good work. Department of Public Works that stepped up and helping underwrite some of the costs, and Ed Lee, the Chief Administrative Officer of the city, and of course Astrid Hayardi, who's my greening guru, that's putting up flower baskets up here and redoing median strips, and the folks in the Central Market CBD for their great work. These guys are out there sweeping every day. They've stepped up. I even saw, and I said, I love this, one of the reporters, I looked and I saw 2 horses walking down with some police officers. I said, oh, they must have done that because they knew I was coming down. And the reporter said, oh, no, Mr. Mayor, I've actually seen these guys down here when you're not down here. I said, oh, that's more like it. So it's not looked at cynically, that we're trying to get some of those things that I remember, vestiges of my youth, when I remember looking up to police officers and felt good about them, felt safer, and loved the fact they were on a horse, and trying to get them down here. We have now 32 beat officers that are between 3rd Street and 9th Street. And they're out here getting to know the merchants, getting to know the folks that are out in the streets, not trying to come down and crack down, but trying to work with folks, trying to support folks. Darius Cahan, who does my homeless outreach work, he's got the hot teams out here. He literally was left behind because he's getting a young family into some housing as we speak. This is an effort, not just a press conference. This is an effort that's been underway for months and will continue as long as I'm around for the next few years. I want you to know we're not going to give up on this. We're going to keep fighting. Don't expect everything magically to turn around overnight. It's going to take some time, but it's a sum total of all of these efforts and initiatives that we think will start tipping. We're also going to be doing a lot of holiday lights out here. You're going to start seeing those coming up. We're going to be doing a lot down at Holiday Plaza. Going to redo the escalator going downstairs. Going to redo the elevator going downstairs. We're going to start putting more flowers up there, more bushes, better lighting. And Astrid, what else are we doing? Come on up here, since she's the one with all the design and ideas.
Well, Mr. Mayor, thank you. To add to what Mr. Mayor already mentioned, in addition to the escalator upgrade on Holiday Plaza, there's a couple on Van Ness Street and Church Street. And we're also working together with BART, between MTA and BART, between Uni and BART, to put a pilot of the markers for all the station on Powell Streets. So folks can easily locate where the entrances to those stations will be in daytime as well as at nighttime. And certainly we're increasing the police presence. Chief and others in the team are working together to locate an office for the mid-market foot patrol, so then police presence is around here as well. And many more to come, as the mayor mentioned. More green pots, sitting arrangement for public to use in conjunction with private property is something also exciting, and certainly many more to come, Mr. Mayor.
That's great. And I want to underscore, the police department's going to put an office on mid-market in a couple months. So they'll have a place where they can do the shift changes. So you're going to see a lot more foot patrol, just uniformed officers. Sometimes we have officers everywhere. You just can't tell the difference between a mayor or a police officer, or between the head of Muni and a police officer, or the head of the Arts Commission and a police officer, because we're all in plain clothes. But we're going to start having more folks in uniform, which just gives people more confidence and more comfort level that people are out here watching and making sure families are safe and everybody is welcome down here. We hope you get down and you see, what's his name again? Great name. Boogie?
Chore Boogie.
Joe?
Chore.
This is the coolest name in the world. Chore Boogie, my new artist friend down there who's doing, and I helped him, if you notice, there's a little bit of orange in the lower left. You may not notice it, but anyway, that was what I contributed, spray paint to the wall. But he's down there, and this goes all the way down, as I said, about close to City Hall. So we'll keep at it. We hope you keep at it. Keep the faith. Keep getting involved. Help support this effort. And I mean this with sincerity. I'm really humbled by how many people came out. Even if you don't know why you're here, welcome, and thank you all for coming out to Market Street. Thank you.
You want to give the signal to unveil?
Yeah.
Beginning.
So now we're going to unveil this great project. We'll get ready. Are we ready?
Yes.
Start the unveiling.
Let's go.